What up, gents? We are back with another video. It is currently 7:58. I'm on a little food run right now. Stopped at Albertsons. I had to go and get these heavy hitters, bro, before the season is over and they stop selling them. But this is like the goated Pop-Tart. Y'all can see that it says it's back. I be checking every time I go into Walmart or something. I know normally they stop selling them after like Christmas and stuff, and you know it's only January still, so they probably just sitting out the last couple batches or whatever. And I wanted to grab my baby some flowers, you know. Shit, I'm on the way to Wendy's right now. We just gonna keep it calm tonight. I do have a topic that I want to talk about. We're gonna talk about that on the drive, how we always do. Y'all know how I go. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I low-key had I caught a content creator high for a second. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I was just pushing videos out back to back to back to back. And then I started recording one the other day, but then I was driving to go pick up my lady, and then by the time I had got to her, it had kind of got like out of sequence. I lost train of thought and all that, so I was like, let me just start fresh. But it's a fresh video, but new topic basically. In this video, I want to talk about change, right? The type of changes life will throw at you and what to be ready for. Some change, as my dad likes to say, some changes by force, some changes by choice, and some changes by health. And I feel like I have a little bit of experience with all of these except the health one. Oh, bro, slapping type shit right in the middle of a nigga video. Okay, well, let them get up there. As if my car ain't loud enough, we don't need my car plus a damn motorcycle. But some changes by force. Everything I thought basically was a lie. Everything I knew was a lie. I had to unlearn old habits and see shit for what it really is. You know, just had to come at it at a different angle with better preparations. And then, like I said, moving is never easy. It can be smoother than other times, but it's never easy. And that was a hard change that came with me. Came with that whole lesson in life, which is like my grandma passing away, having to be forced to move out of where I was staying at due to not being able to maintain California rent by myself as a one-person household practically. And then another thing is like by health, like one thing I have to watch lately, as y'all know, like I don't know if I ever updated y'all on the channel, but I remember like I uploaded a video saying pray for me, and I was telling you guys how my mom was like battling cancer. I don't know if I ever told you guys, but yeah, she did beat it. Thank God, she beat cancer. However, you know, the aftermath and the recovery and the healing process, it's kind of taken a toll on her. I catch her crying a lot by having to let go of like the life that she used to once live, like the going out and the partying. And my mom is a very, very outgoing person. She's a Leo, you know. She's just going through her own little things, and you know, we do what we do as her children, obviously, to uplift her and always tell her, like, you know, she thinks she looks a certain way, but we still tell her, like, you're still pretty. But you know, you can tell a person all the time, like, that's something I went through with my girlfriend. I would tell her like all the time, every day, like she's pretty and how pretty she is. But if a person don't feel that they look pretty, they're not gonna want to hear that shit, or they're not gonna really necessarily believe it. So I definitely understand like that point. That's just something that you have to find yourself a way to dig yourself out of, and I think that's the point that she's in right now. And you know, she'll get it. I have faith that she will. My mom won't be like this forever, and you know, I just pray that, you know, that alleviates her a little bit more as time goes by, that it starts to get better for her. That's just an example given for like your changing by health. It kind of goes hand in hand by force, but the reason I don't say it's force is because everybody has an option on what they do and how they take care of their health, obviously. What gave her cancer, I still to this day don't know, and it's not for me to diagnose and go finding. But you know, everybody's health is different. Like my brother, he has diabetes, you know, and that's just from him being hella younger, eating like hella sugar, and like that nigga used to put the 2 on the 10, bro. That nigga make 8 pieces of cinnamon sugar cinnamon bread toast with motherfucking chocolate syrup. Like he used to go crazy, I ain't gonna lie. Like, and I was at a young age, and that's why I say it's not really that is by health, not by force, because he had the option. He's just saying no better, you know. He a kid, that nigga got the sweet tooth. He was on that, you feel me? It's definitely not a force thing, but it goes hand in hand with it. And then you got changed by choice. All right, bro, you could have took that. And by choice is like, you know, just obviously one day waking up and just saying, you know, you might want different for yourself, or you might want better for yourself. And it's just, you take those extra steps, those extra precautions, and you just say fuck it and you go for it. Like I mentioned in the last video with the exposure stuff, like you never know what's out there for you on the other side of that change. Only you can find that out though. If you want to stay stagnant and, you know, live the same patterns and stick to what you know and what you're used to, then by all means you have that choice. But you know, it's a whole world out here. It's a lot of life to live, a lot of stuff to see, a lot of people to meet, and you know, nobody's stopping you but you with that. And that's just something I kind of wanted to drop on y'all, just like on a like quicker video, just for a little turnaround, just to, you know, if anybody is going through those mental battles, or like, you know, just not really knowing how to go about it, just know that you're not the only one, for one, obviously, and two, hopefully you take something from this video to kind of like push you to understand that, or it push you to like, you know what, get that wake up, like, you know what, he right, he cooking, and you just, you know, snap out of that shit. Because, you know, in your head, in a bad state of mind is one of the worst places to be on this world, on this planet. You do not want to be trapped in your own mind, because you're forced to live with that shit every day. And if you're not making it a safe space for yourself, nobody else is. Like, I don't care what nobody say, bro. You can have the like kindest person in the world uplifting you every day. If you don't believe it, all that shit do not matter. You gotta want it for yourself, and you have to want it for yourself, and you have to be real with yourself. You gotta be honest with yourself. But if you just, you know, waking up every day coming up with an excuse and lying to yourself, or just coming up with an excuse for comfort, I mean, at that point, you're the reason, you're the stagnancy, and it's nobody else to point a finger at but yourself, you know. So shit, I done been through some changes myself, you know. I'm 28 now. I could probably say one of the hardest times of my life was that period between my grandma passing, dropping everything I once knew in my hometown, the Bay Area, moving to Sacramento, and then from Sacramento to Vegas. All in that period, bro, I did not ever have time to actually like fully grieve my grandma's death. Two, really just process like how my whole life just shifted from this to that, you know. And you know, sometimes it can hit you unexpected, it can hit you blindly, but you know, every time something like that, or every time something drastic in your life happens, you gain some type of lesson or wisdom from it to be better prepared for something similar next time. And I'm appreciative for everything that I've been through, obviously, because, you know, now that I have a child, I know they're gonna go through a lot of the same stuff, and it's just like a cycle of life. I'm gonna be that parent guiding them and telling them like what they can or should do, you know, of course leaving that option for them to do what they feel is best. But me holding on to the knowledge and wisdom and not telling them at all would just be like, what's the point of being a parent, you know? Everybody's gonna do what they want or what they feel is best, but I can for sure tell you what I feel is the better way to go about it. If I've been through it and saw that I once thought this same way and it didn't work out for me, I don't think you should do that. It's just not logical. But you know, that's the good thing about being a parent, you know, just waiting to see how it's gonna play out with your kid as they get older, you know. Anybody watching this of any age, some things obviously are unforgivable, but some things, you know, are just in the moment and don't be that deep. But I want you to just take a second and really forgive your parents. You know, your parents were just like you once upon a time. I'm taking that. They were just like you once upon a time. And, you know, they didn't know no better. It's their first time being a parent, you know. And there was a lot of stuff that they thought they were doing right, that they were probably doing wrong. And, you know, you don't want to grow up with that form of like resentment or hatred, or like, you know, you don't want that bad taste in your mouth about your parent. You know, they were learning as well. So definitely take some time to forgive your parent and let them know that, you know, they are loved through their mistakes and all that. I just think that would be a beautiful thing if all of our parents know that, you know. Some parents do some unforgivable shit like abandonment and you know, abuse, and cause that type of shit is, I don't got no tolerance for that shit, because there's nothing to really forgive about that, because you know what you're doing. You're able, if you were able to have a child, I think you're aware to know you're wrong for putting your hands on them, you know, just out of controllably, like, where you know it's wrong, especially when they're younger. And then like abandonment, obviously, it's like, nigga, if you wasn't, you know, planning on being there, what was the point of even doing that without a rubber, you feel me? So let me order this food, and I'm gonna see if I got anything to chop it up with y'all on the way home.
30, 31.
1, 2, 3. You said 30, 31?
$1 short.
Okay, I got you. That's the 31 cent, and
I counted it twice, so I make sure.
I'll be forgetting I got a phone on now. Thanks to my baby, my boo. Thank you. All right, food is here. She just dropped it off to me. We're finna head back. Change can make or break you, bro. You gotta be ready for that shit. Pressure make diamonds, nigga, and you could go about that change how you want. And like I said, it's either gonna really make you or really break you. I mean that shit wholeheartedly. Like, nigga, you can really fall off 100% from either sitting and not doing shit about your situation, or just making the wrong change. But nigga, as long as you got a breath every day when you wake up, that's another chance to try again. I haven't failed. I just found 10,000 ways that didn't work. That's me in a nutshell, bro. I'm telling you. I'm gonna actually put another picture right here, nigga. I was beating myself up the other day because I couldn't find a camera mount for my GoPro to get this shot that I wanted. Nigga, look at how I Jimmy rigged this shit, nigga, and tell me I ain't, nigga. I'm gonna make something happen. But I'm getting to the area. So y'all feel me? Oh, we taking that. I'm getting a little close to the area, so you feel me? I'm finna have to cut it short. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Y'all be cool, y'all be safe, stay dangerous, and if you made it to the end, you know, it's all love. I appreciate that shit wholeheartedly. But yeah, y'all be cool. Did all the street lights just go out, nigga? Here go one just popped on. Oh hell no, yeah, I'm about this bitch.